What up, y'all? I know y'all can't really see me, but I'm up, and fuck it. Y'all don't need to see me. Y'all just need to hear the words that I'm speaking. A post says, "Why do I continue to attract fuck is my controller at? Alright, I got it. I'm naked anyway, so y'all need to see me, so it is what it is. Man, ain't nothing like having a vibrating bed, though, I'll tell you that right now. Incline, decline, feet head. But why do I continue to attract douchebags? I'm gonna explain this shit, and a lot of people aren't gonna like what I'm saying, because the reason why they're not gonna like what I'm saying is because it's not what they want to hear. They don't want to accept the fact that certain people just don't like them like that, right? And since they do not want to accept that, see if I can come over to the light a little bit. Since they do not want to accept that, they will continue to get burned. You got two choices in this game of what you call love or whatever the fuck y'all want to call it. Man, quit with that bullshit. Fucking saying rotate. You got two choices. It's way too hot over here, so y'all just go ahead and deal with that shit. Fuck that, I'm sitting by this fan. It is what it is. You got two choices, man. Either you can, now you got three choices. Either you can be a player and play the game and not get love, but just get benefits from people, which most people are doing. You can actually pick somebody that actually likes you, which most people are not doing, because everybody who don't want them seems more appealing. Or you can just fall all the way the fuck back and don't deal with anybody. Honestly, if you can't get what you want or what you think you want or whatever the case, I suggest you just fall back and just love yourself. Because 9 times out of 10, the relationship ain't going to work anyway if you did get with somebody. So, I mean, you're going to end up having to love yourself in the end anyway. Might as well just do it now if you can't find somebody you want. But y'all just got to understand that most people just want to have fun, man. And it ain't. I don't consider it fun, right? But to most people it is. To most people, it's boring to have one person. Especially if they have a lot of people hitting on them and shit. Usually people who want one person is usually people who don't really have a lot of people hitting on them like that. Not always. Sometimes people just want one person, you know. But the thing is this, Kevin Samuels was telling y'all the truth the whole time, and y'all just didn't want to hear the truth. That's the problem. He wasn't saying that you're not this or that, so you don't deserve a 10 to be rude. He was saying it because a lot of people are delusional. You have women thinking that they get their something that they're just not going to get. And if you do get them, you're not going to get them like you want. Like the post said, like the woman who made this post said, she's worth more than just sex. The problem is you don't determine that unless you actually, when you're dealing with other men, you don't determine how they feel about that. You can't determine how if they feel like you're worth sex or not. You can only determine who you deal with to determine if you're worth sex or not. More than sex or not. Just like I can't determine a woman who says, I'll just want his money. I don't want him. I can't determine how a woman's going to feel, if she's going to feel like she want to fuck with me or she just going to feel like she wants money from me. The only way, I can't determine how she feels, but I can determine who I deal with. This is what y'all not understanding. See, you got to know your worth more than just the positive part. You got to know it on the negative end too. The negative end being that, yeah, I feel like I'm the best, but everybody else might not feel that way. So I can't overprice my worth when it comes to trying to sell me the product to someone, because that's what you're doing. You are a product and you're selling it to someone. And if they don't feel, if a man feels like you're just worth sex and you're willing to still sell yourself, the product, to that man, well, you're just going to get sex out of it. It is what it is. The only way you can dispute that is not selling that person the product. It's kind of like if I'm selling a car or something and people say, I'm only going to give you $500 for the car, but I want $5,000 for the car. Well, if I understand that this person only feels like my car is worth $500, me, the car, and I go ahead and comply and give it to him, what do you think I'm going to get out the deal? $500. But if I say I'm going to wait until somebody feels like this car is worth what I feel it's worth, then you will get your $5,000 out the car. You, the product that you're selling to the man. Or the woman, if you are a dude. See, a lot of these people are big-headed, man. I fucked your girlfriend and I'm sleeping with all these women and all that. A lot of people just, this is what they want to do. And don't judge them. Don't try to change them. Just avoid them. If that's not what you want to do. If that's what you want to do, that's one thing. But if you are not the type that want to deal with that type of man or woman, then you need to avoid them. You can't try to change them. You can't hope that they do this or that. You can't do that, y'all. Again, if you feel like you, the car, you're selling the car to the customer. If you feel like you, the car, is worth $5,000 and you're selling it to them, the men or women who think it's worth $500, you're going to get $500 out of it if you comply with that deal. The only way you're getting $5,000 out of the car, you, the product, is when you come across somebody who feels the same way. See, knowing your worth isn't just about the $5,000. See, you feel like you the product, the car, you the product, whatever. You feel like that's your worth. I know my worth. I'm worth $5,000, right? All right, that's fine. You know your worth on that part. But on the other part, you got to know your worth when you're dealing with the people who you're trying to sell your worth to. So let me break this down to you a little bit better. I feel like I'm the best man in the world. That's knowing my worth. No woman can make me feel different, right? However, when I'm selling that worth that I feel like, knowing my worth, remember, I know my worth, right? I know my worth saying I feel like I'm the best man in the world, right? But on the other end, I got to know my worth when I'm giving it to a woman. I got to know what she feels my worth is too. If you don't get it and you still don't, you want me to break it down further? If you are a woman and you feel like that woman said in that post, she's worth more than sex. Okay, that's knowing your worth on that end. Now, on the other end, when you're interacting with men, you got to know how they feel about your worth. You can't say I know I'm worth more than sex, but I'm just going to give my worth to any man and he's going to feel the same way. You can't, because you have to know your worth, meaning you got to know what he feels about your worth. This is what Kevin Samuels was trying to tell people. You're overweight, you got 5 kids, you're 30 something years old, and you want this superstar Jay-Z or something. You know what I mean? And the reality is, you could get it. If you could pull it, kudos to you. But you still got to look at them. You got to look at the man and see if he feels the same. You got to see if he feels that you're worth this. So in other words, as a woman, you got to see if a man feels like you're worth more than sex. It doesn't matter if you feel that way. It's a good thing that you do feel that way. But if you're going to give yourself the car, the worth to the guy who only feels like it's worth $500, if you're going to give you the car, the $5,000 car that you say you are, you're going to give it to the guy that thinks you're worth $500, you're going to get $500 out that car. Doesn't matter if you feel it's worth $5,000. Doesn't matter. And this is the harsh reality that most people do not want to accept. And it's harder for women because they can interact with men because of sex. So the men that they like the most, the men that they want to see them as this that they want to buy the car for $5,000, you know, the men that they like the most, it's easy for them to interact with those guys. But them guys, a lot of those guys don't see them as that. And then the guys that do see them as that, they don't want the guy. That's why I said earlier, you have 3 choices. Either you could be a player like everybody else, or you can just fall all the way back and not deal with anybody, or you can actually pick somebody that actually likes you. Most people are not going to do that, though. Most people are not going to pick somebody that actually likes them, so they just play games. This is where you say it's man and woman. There's a lot of men right now sleeping around with every woman you could think of in the cities and in the city everywhere, because they're coming across women that they think they are better than. Maybe she's a single mom or something like that, and he might got a little business or some shit like this. So he thinks he's better than her, and he's just going to use her for sex. It's the fucking truth. And women are going to still be stupid and still try to make this man see you worth more than what, you're still going to try to make this man see your real worth. Either they see your worth or they don't, man. Either they see it or they don't. Now, I get it. A lot of men are going to be smooth and act like they see your worth to fucking shit. But that's why you got to really, really screen them out. You got to really screen them out. But a lot of women, they don't do that. As long as it's a guy that they're really attracted to or something, they feel like it's worth the risk to still sleep with the guy. But then you're caught up in your feelings and the guy don't see you for nothing but sex. So it ain't worth the risk. In other words, I've been in a position where you like, man, why'd I fuck that girl? At least I wouldn't have had no type of feeling towards the girl at all. Like, we didn't amount to anything. I'd have been better off not even experiencing the chick. Now put that on the woman's side and imagine how many guys she actually has an experience with that ain't fucking with her. And that's why a lot of women are fucked up in the mind, because all these opportunities and experiences with guys that they like, but it don't pan out to shit. If my little few times of dealing with a woman that I might have really thought about fucking with didn't work, and sometimes I'll be like, why didn't it work? I can't even imagine what a woman's going through, because she's getting this on a regular. She's coming across men that she actually likes on a regular. The only problem is it's just sex. It's not leading to nothing else but sex and drama and shit like that. But the key to it all is, why do you attract douchebags? Because you don't want to accept that certain men only see you for sex. You You don't want to deal with the men who actually see you. You don't want to deal with the men that see you as a celebrity, because now you see them as a fan instead of appreciating the fact that, hey, somebody does actually see me like this. And I don't think it's so much that you don't appreciate the fact that a man or a woman likes you a lot. I think it's the fact that you just feel like you're better than them. Like, by default, a lot of times somebody gonna feel like you're better. They're better than you if you give them that celebrity vibe. But it has to be this way, because there is no other way. You're not going to have a successful relationship unless the person you are dealing with sees you, unless they're your fan. They got to be your number one fan. There is no other way. Both people have to be each other's number one fan. If not, you're going to get a lot of mistreatment, subpar treatment, cheating, all this other shit, because they really not with you because they really wanted to be with you. They with you for maybe they out of desperation, or it could be a lot of different things, but that's the whole point. But if they see you as a celebrity and you see them as a celebrity, then obviously you really want, this is who you want. Like, you want them more than anybody else. It's not the problem that people don't want to love people and people can't love. The problem is they're not coming across people that want to love them back. That's the problem. Like, they like the person, but the person don't like them back. And they mess with the person, have sex with them and shit, now they all in their feelings. All because they didn't want to accept, this guy really don't like me like that. Especially if you already mess with the guy, and now you can still see that he really don't like you like that, you're fooling yourself. But they don't want to accept that reality, so what do? They start chasing the man, validation. Same thing with men. Instead of accepting, all right, they just don't like me like that, moving on. They don't want to do that. It's, nah, you gonna like me. I'm gonna blow your phone up and this and that. You know, they get in their feelings. If you're a woman watching and you don't understand what I'm saying, then try to put it in the perspective of certain women only see me as, yeah, I can get money out of him or something like that, right? But I know my worth, like, nah, I want a woman that sees me for me too, right? Or mainly for me before the money and all that, right? And that's fine that I feel that way. It's a good thing. But I can't pick and choose which women see me that way. I can only pick the woman that does. I can't pick and choose which ones do and which don't. I can only pick one that does. I can't pick which ones do and don't see me as just for this benefits or for wanting more, wanting something serious. I can't basically I can't pick and choose which women want to play around and which women see something serious with me. But I can pick which woman. Same thing with the women. You can't pick which men see you as just sex and which ones don't. But you can pick the one. I know it don't sound like, it sounds confusing, but it's not confusing. You cannot pick whether they see you as sex or not. You can only pick the woman that does, or the man that does, my bad. That's just what it is, and nobody want to accept that reality, so they just gonna keep getting burned. I don't know about y'all, but I'd rather accept the reality that most people don't fuck with you like that and stay to myself before I get burned over and over and over and over again, and then be running around here crazy as hell, all in your feelings. Like I said, a few times it has happened to me in life. And it can fuck your head up a little bit, like, why didn't that person really like me like that? Especially if you really like the person. Like, what happened? I don't get it. What I do wrong? What's wrong with me? You know what I mean? Now imagine that as a woman. Imagine all these men, because they have access to them, because men just want to sleep around. So that's why you see a lot of women cuckoo. For real, I'm being honest. This is why a lot of them mess up in the head, because they going through that. I'm telling you how it made me kind of feel with maybe a few experiences with women. Now multiply that shit, because women actually are dealing with that on a regular basis, especially if they're not accepting the fact that all these men in the candy store that I got in my inbox don't like me like that. If they not accepting that, they probably taking chances with everyone that they like a lot, basically. See, as men, it's rare that we get to deal with someone that we really like a lot like that. It happens, but it's rare compared to a woman. Like every day, she always got an option of who she likes the most. Always. There's always another guy that she likes the most. The problem is it don't be working out, and that fucks the woman up. Because now she's in her feelings and her mind and thinking she's not good enough times more than your little one or two females that got you thinking that way. Because remember, you're lucky to even be able to have a chance with a woman you actually like that. That's a gift to them. That's a given because of their vagina and men's standards. Because men only want sex, basically. So it's a given. If you don't understand what I'm saying, what I'm trying to basically say is, a woman has a phone book full of men, inbox full of men, and I like that one the most. Now all she gotta do is start dealing with that guy, interacting with that guy. He's gonna want to fuck, right? So it's almost a given that she's gonna interact with this guy at some point. And this is where you get the I'm better than you at. This is why they choose the wrong ones a lot of times. Because it's kind of like luck. They got to be lucky. Oh, it's kind of like a woman has to really be lucky and like a guy that actually likes her. If not, she's pretty much fucked. Because she's going to take that chance 99.9% of the time with the guy that she likes the most. It doesn't matter if he likes her back or not. The point is the opportunity is going to be there because of the vagina, right? The gift and the curved vagina. So she's going to jump ship and take that chance. Now the question is, does that guy really, genuinely like her back or not? The one that she likes the most. Because she's going to get that chance. See, it's not like that with us men. Not always. Not saying it doesn't happen, of course. You wouldn't see men marrying women and shit. But it happens to them on a regular. So they don't even get to the point of getting married sometimes because they're already caught up with the wrong one that they liked the most. Or the wrong ones that they liked the most. You, on the other hand, you kind of lucky. You could like a woman a lot. Don't talk to me. I ain't speaking to you. See, you're luckier as a man. But not unless you got money or something, then they might be acting like they like you. But that money's the equivalent to the vagina. See, the woman's vagina, she's born with that. So therefore, just imagine a man with a lot of money, and then imagine women trying to talk to him that really don't like him, but he'll get the chance to interact with them and shit like this. Right? Now flip that with the women. With the vagina. Flip the money with the vagina. And that's what women are going through, basically. And they're born with this. And that's why it's hard for them to pick the right guy. Because they always have that access to the guy they really want the most. So they're going to throw everybody else off to the side. Like, I like him the most, so I'm going to fuck him and see what happens. Basically. If you want the real translation, that's exactly what it is. All you other guys got to sit over here and be fans in the corner and wait and let me deal with this guy that I like the most, and then hopefully something happens. When it don't, then I'm going to say men ain't shit, and I'm going to treat everybody else in this corner that I got waiting like shit. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to complain and say every man's a douchebag, and etc. That's what's going on. If you men want to join that circus, by all means go ahead. But that's why you don't chase a woman. That's why you let the women decide if they want to try to fuck with you. I know they're going to say men got to do this or that. Well, it's not our fault that they got 20,000 men in their fucking phone. So, I mean, it is what it is. Times have changed. You can't be the 20,001 man in the phone. Because guess what? She's going to go after the guy she likes the most. She's going to send signals to him. So why the fuck would you chase a woman? Pursuing a woman after she shows you she might have an interest, different story. But if a woman's not showing you some type of sign, man, she don't like you, you're not the one she really likes a lot. If you was, you would fucking know. She might show you signs and don't do shit else because she feel like maybe the man's supposed to pursue her or she's shy or something like that. But she gonna show you. The guy she like the most, she gonna let know. But this is what it is, man. And it's not gonna change. I'm sorry. If you're a woman, either you can just pick somebody who like you, and if you don't like them back, you just stay single. Or you can be a player. I suggest you don't do that, though, because karma's coming. But that's what most women are doing. This is why most women are gone bad. To be honest with y'all, man. Either they fell in love with somebody and this guy did them wrong, you know, made them have kids and shit. Now she's bad now. Now she's a player now. Fuck, man, I'm just gonna play them since they all just want sex and they all this and all that, so I'm gonna play them. And really all it boils down to is her liking men that only see her as sex. She didn't choose the men to actually see her for more than that. Because she didn't see them for more than, she didn't see anything special in them. So she didn't choose them. She seen something special in that guy that didn't see something special in her. And that's the thing. That's why I'm saying women are lucky. If they like someone that actually likes them back. If not, she's fucked. I don't give a fuck what you say. You could say, you're going to see it every day. It's not going to stop. If she likes the guy the most that don't like her back, she's fucked. With a capital F. With a capital F. Because she gonna get that opportunity. But as a man, you could say we fuck, but no, we're not. Because if we like somebody a lot, right? The chances of that woman even giving us a chance to deal with us are slim as fuck. So if she did give us a chance, then it works for the man. Unless she's doing it to get the bag, aka the vagina on the woman's end. Remember, I said the vagina and the bag is the same thing. My hand's falling asleep. The vagina and the bag is basically the same thing. That's when you get women who will speak to you that don't want to fuck with you and shit. Don't really like you like that, but they want that bag, right? And how does that correspond to the men and what women are going through with men? Because of the vagina. They don't want her, they just want the vagina, aka the bag if you the man. Y'all get it? I hope so. And I hope as a woman, you don't let your emotions overpower your intelligence and shit like this. And I hope you also understand a lot of times that guy that you think you like so much and shit that don't like you back, or whatever the case, a lot of times you probably really don't like him like that. You just think you do because you haven't really been with the guy, or he's not really liking you back, so it has an effect. It's that what you can't have effect, you know what I mean? People want what they can't have effect, but if you can decipher through that, a lot of times you'll see that, whatever, it is what it is. But most of them not going to do that. They're going to take that chance. Let's be real about it. You mean to tell me that a woman has an inbox and she sees a guy that she likes the most out of all of them? You mean to tell me, and he's willing to fuck the chick, you mean to tell me she's going to not take that chance? Yeah, right. She's going to roll them dice, bro. And when she crap out, that's when she's going to start coming down to y'all. But guess what? You're not gonna get the treatment that you deserve from that woman, because in the back of her mind and deep down in her heart, she really wants that guy or guys that she can't have, not you. You're just there because they didn't want her. And you could flip this vice versa with a lot of men. A lot of men are in relationships with women because they can't get the girl they really want. Like that post say, if I'm not your dream girl, stay away from me, basically. Well, a lot of men are not going to stay away from women. They're still going to deal with the women. They still going to want a woman to live with them, to do their laundry and try to get them sex all the time and all this and all that. But if that so-called dream girl model came along, he'd drop you like a bad habit. You know, and this is why you're not getting the treatment that you deserve. It's why he playing 2K, and then I'm gonna fuck her after I play 2K. She just there for pussy and to do laundry and shit. That's why you're not getting the full treatment that you deserve. If you was the one he really liked, he gonna treat you like that. You gonna know. Especially y'all live together and shit. She be like, fuck that game. Maybe not every fucking time, but you know how women are getting neglected and shit like this. That's because she got with a guy that he really wants somebody else. You just there. Just like what women do with men. That's why they treat you like shit. A lot of these dudes' girlfriends treat them like shit. Because you're not the one she really wanted, dog. I'm telling you, I'm not making this shit up, bro. We've all been there. I just know the truth now, and that'll never happen again. I'll make sure a woman really fuck with me. And that's one reason why I self-improve. I'm going to keep self-improving. To the point that, where you going to find another one of these? Not too many out here like this. So, I mean, choice on you. You want to go find something else? Then good. Go ahead. And while we on that, yeah, you might like this guy better. But if I like you better than that guy, I win. Because he's not going to treat you like I would. So, yeah, you like him better. Or you can flip that with the women. Yeah, he might like that woman better. But you might actually like him better than that woman. So, therefore, he lost. He didn't win. Even if he does like that girl better, does that girl like him like you did or would? That's another thing. That's another thing. That's why I say that they need to just pick someone who like them, or don't pick nobody at all, or be a player. I wouldn't suggest that, but I'm just saying. Why do I say pick somebody like you? Because you might like. Remember what that pimp said. Don't pick the girl that you want. Pick the girl that want you. Because the experience is going to be better. Now, I'm not saying pick somebody you don't want. But the point is this. It goes both ways. Knowing your worth goes both ways. Knowing your worth ain't just one way. Oh, I know what my worth is, and you're going to treat me right. Okay, you know your worth on that end. But do you know your worth on the other end? Meaning knowing your worth to the point that you're humble enough to know what other people see your worth as? Because that's part of knowing your worth. Part of knowing my worth is knowing what someone else feels my worth is. Again, I can feel like I'm the best man on earth. But part of knowing, that's one part of knowing my worth. Now there's another part of knowing my worth that is basically knowing what other people feel my worth is. The women that I'm giving this product off to, trying to give the product off to, you know what I'm talking about? The $5,000 car. Why would I invest in a woman that doesn't see me as a $5,000 car? If I want $5,000 for me, the product, the car, why would I settle for a woman that sees me as $500 or even $4,000? That's what these women are doing, bro. They're only looking at it from how much they like the guy. They're not looking at it from the other end, you know, because they feel like since they like the guy better than the guy that, they don't know how to balance this shit out. You gotta remember how I said a while back, like you gotta bring that shit in the middle. You gotta bring that shit to the middle. Okay, I like this girl a lot, but she doesn't like me that much. Then there's another girl that I like, and she likes me a whole lot. That girl that I like slightly better, well, she gotta go. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to end up liking the other girl that likes me way more than her better. Because the experience is going to be better, but people can't see that. They can't get past it. Like, you can't convince a woman, I want a light-skinned guy. She'll never deal with a dark-skinned guy or whatever. You can't make her, because she will not do it. And you're not going to convince her to do it. She wants what she wants. Let her have it. Let her sit back and cry on Facebook about how bad men are because she got a light-skinned guy fetish or white guy fetish or 6'5" fetish or whatever it is. You get the point. What if it's a girl that like black dudes and her love of her life she ain't gonna get it from a black dude? What if there's other races of dudes that is actually the one that's actually gonna treat her right? She's done. She's fucked. Throw her in the oven. She's done. But if you like big booty chicks, but the girls actually like you don't have real big booties, you're done. If you can't get past that, you're fucked. You can't choose who loves you. But you can choose who you love. And I know, here we go again. That's not true. I can't help who I love. Okay, whatever. Believe what you want, man. You can help who you love. If that's not the case, then just love anybody then. Just pick a guy or girl that likes you a lot and love them. You can't control it, right? Obviously, you can't control it because you're going to reject the ones that you don't want. That's controlling what you love. If not, then why wouldn't I just not reject the good person for me? Right? How am I able to reject somebody if I can't control what I love? Think about it. People reject people 24/7. That's a sign of being able to control what you love or want to love. So if I see a 1,000-pound woman that I'm not attracted to, I'm not going to love her. It doesn't matter how good of a woman she is, whatever. By default, off the top, I'm not going to love her because I don't want to. Just like people have standards. Well, you got to have this. You got to be that. You got to be 6'5". You got to be light-skinned. Motherfuckers will tell you they can't control who they like, but then tell you that they not fuck with somebody unless they light-skinned or this or that. Or 5'6", whatever. That's controlling what the fuck you love. What you mean? People are delusional and lost, man. They really are, man. But on another note, man, I'm about to go to bed. So that's all I got to say about this shit, man. You the $5,000 car in your mind. And until you really look at how other people really feel about you, then yeah, you're going to keep dealing with douchebags, what you call it. Because they only see you as sex. Or if you're a man, they might only see you as attention or benefits or whatever. But that's on you to accept how people feel about you. It shouldn't change how you feel about yourself. But how you feel about yourself does not determine how other people feel about you, how people feel about you. How you feel about yourself does not determine how people feel about you, and it never will. But the more that you accept, all right, everybody don't like me like that. All right, now let me find who really does. The more you accept that, the easier it's going to be for you to actually appreciate somebody who really like you like that, and the easier it's going to be for you to be able to tell who actually like you like that. And say that again and I'm done. The more you realize that everybody don't like you like that, you're not this, I'm the baddest swag motherfucker out here, or you're not the baddest bitch, everybody like me out here. All delusion. The more that you realize that it's a delusion and that everybody don't really like you like that for you, the easier it's going to be for you to decipher who actually does, and the easier it's going to be for you to accept someone who does.